ReadJunk.
ReadJunk.
ReadJunk
Podcast.
ReadJunk Podcast with your host, my guy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the ReadJunk Podcast, and I'm your host, Brian Grumko. I got another new episode for you, and I think you're going to like this one. It's with Coolie Ranx of the Pilfers and formerly of the Toasters. Back when I started this podcast, I had Coolie at the top of my list of people I want to interview because I'm just good friends with him, and I just knew he would have a lot to say. But I finally got around to doing that. We did something over the weekend at my apartment. I didn't want to do this like over Skype or anything just because I wanted to do this in person. My twin brother Matt stopped by my apartment and we talked for a good hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes with Coolie. For being a fan of Coolie's and the Pilfers for over 20 years, there was still a lot I didn't know. So I wanted to pick his brain a little bit and just talk about a lot of things. We discussed RadicsFest at Gramercy Theatre. Since that's happening on July 19th, we talk about him coming over to the States, playing with the Toasters, the early days of the Pilfers, what happened when the band broke up, what happened when the band got back together. We talk a little bit about Grand Theft Auto, lots of fun stories and laughter. Sorry about that. I laugh a lot. If you want to get tickets for RadicsFest, search for it at Live Nation or go buy tickets at the venue, since maybe the service charge won't be as much. That is if you live close enough to Gramercy Theatre. Or you can search for the show on Facebook and there will be some ticket links there that you can buy the tickets from that. If you aren't already, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tell your friends about it. Word of mouth and like reviews on Apple Podcasts really help out for the podcast to stand out. You can listen to these podcasts on Spotify as well, YouTube, Google, Stitcher, and all that stuff. Plus, if you aren't following ReadJunk on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, be sure to do that as well because I've been posting a lot on Facebook and Instagram especially. I'm just too lazy to post things on ReadJunk.com sometimes, so I just like share things. Okay, so let's get the episode started. This is my brother Matt and I talking with Coolie in my apartment. So, welcome to Chateau ReadJunk.
Yeah, loving it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming. That's yeah, we have been wanting to do this for a long ass time.
Oh, have you now?
Yeah. But, I did want to do a podcast with you and then some of the guys for RadicsFest, but it just didn't happen, I guess.
Oh, that's...
Didn't you get sick or something?
Yeah, I happened to get like a...
He almost died and he was like, he had to bring in his twin.
I threw up once.
Bring in the relief pitcher.
Yeah, so I was supposed to interview Coolie, Andre, Travis, Roger down in like New Jersey somewhere and do like a photo shoot. And then that morning I was at the dentist and I was like, which I feel bad for going to the dentist because then I would end up getting like a stomach bug or something. And then I'm like, I can't go. I'm like, Matt, go do it.
And he was there and lickety split, knocked out some historical photos.
Yeah.
You realize that. I hope you do realize that.
Some historical, I hope they'll see the light of day someday.
Oh, they will. It's just not on this.
Well, Travis posted one the other day, at least.
Yeah, I saw one of him and Andre for the other one. They will.
There's some classics in there.
There are some classics.
Yeah, so it was like you guys you went to Rogers Brewery and
yes.
what, pile of rubble,
nice Guinness stouts. Well, not Guinness stout, Roger stouts. And
the bigger Thomas stout.
Yeah, it was delicious, delectable. I will have more.
It's interesting to see how he's been dealing with that brewery for so long. That's like hopefully he gets it open soon.
Get closer.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be there.
It's like every day they're posting updates.
We need that invite so we can go get some free samples.
Yeah, I need to help him out. Just let him know everyone. This one is okay.
I'm like, can you get some root beer for me? I'm like, that's
yeah, why not?
But I guess we should talk about RadicsFest first because so I had this idea to do Pilfers, Hub City, Sergeant Skag, and then Root Boy George for a show, and then we got you involved, and then you're like, I'm taking this and running with it, and then
in a Coolie fashion,
taking the ball and running with it, and then adding 2 more bands to it, and then
you know what happened though, really and truly, they were supposed to be doing some other gigs in other venues, right? They said they was going to get more shows.
What do you mean? Who?
I'm not going to call any names because they didn't deliver. So there's no need to put them on blast.
Okay.
Next time I'll call names. Travis. Anyway, Roger. I mean, I don't know. It was just so many of them.
Yeah, because originally I wanted to like do it like in a weekend, so I was like do it there and then somewhere else, and then just it didn't pan out. But
but then I had this idea to do the RadicsFest like the first day we did that tribute to him a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I had it right there to do it, but
at like the well and
my mom took sick, then she passed away, and I was just back and forth from here to England, and I wasn't in the mood to do anything. So when this opportunity came, I said, let's put this under that umbrella. Yeah. And let's, kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah. So and even though it's your birthday, you should not be celebrating like a big party like this because you're a grown ass man. You don't need to be having.
Well, I should have done this last year since we were 40.
I celebrate the birthday with you, but still.
We should have done it last year for our 40. At least it's like a bigger, now it's like 41. It's like, it's a big deal. You know?
It's a big deal. You're alive.
What is this? 60,
you're alive.
Hey, I always wanted to do a show, and it doesn't matter what age.
You could slap your ReadJunk on it, but you don't have to do birthday.
Exactly. Slap.
No, I'm saying it more as like, come celebrate on my birthday. It's not like celebrate my birthday because it's like,
give a crap. I'm just a year older.
Yeah, it's like I don't want anyone to give me a cake, maybe free shirts or something. But
I got a present for you, man. I got a present for you. Definitely, I get a sticker.
Ooh, a sticker.
Get a sticker out of the deal.
Yeah, so it should be fun. How was it getting like the other bands, and was it like kind of a headache kind of thing?
No.
Everyone lined up on
everyone lined up, and once I got the numbers right from the venue, which that's always a challenge, and once that all got sorted out, everyone was in. I just need to know everyone's number was what they would do it for, and so forth like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm just happy it's in Manhattan because I'm just like, it's kind of a bitch to get here from New Jersey to Brooklyn or something like that. But I originally wanted in Teaneck, which is where Travis and Andre were playing yesterday. Debonair, but they didn't guys jump at the show.
Well, I don't think they understood the value.
Yeah, so it's whatever.
So
or they probably couldn't afford.
Or perhaps they had another show that night. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's always something. Yeah. I was actually fortunate to get Gramercy. That's a good shout out to Adam over there.
Yeah,
thank you, Adam. Respect.
I'm like, I keep it, and then it's like after this one, I'm like, let's do like a Celtic, like Irish kind of festival too. He's like, come on. Like that was like, he's like, hit me up in like July or something. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit you up in July.
So this show is July 19th, Gramercy Theatre in New York. And we got Pilfers, Mephiskapheles, Hub City Stompers, Spring Hill Jack.
I think doors are like
Sergeant Scagnetti, Boy George.
And you got special guests. You got the guy from Sunseat's going to be playing a song with Boy George. So that should be fun.
Actually, there's quite a bit of excitement around this because there's people I didn't even know were going to be added to the show.
Just trying to.
And then Rob from, I guess, New York Citizens is going to play with Hub City for a song. Crazy. And then you're going to have mostly the original lineup.
Yeah,
so
I'm
James
have everyone except for James.
James
is in San Francisco. He's the hardest one to get over here.
Yeah.
Not that he didn't want to do it. We was in talks and talking. Let me see what I can do, Coos. Let me see what I can do, Coos. And he said, I just can't do it. I was like, dude, I would have loved to heard that. Anyway, James. Thank you, James.
You guys do a reunion show every once in a while with the full.
The last one was 2 years ago. It was like for the 20th anniversary kind of. So that was the last time I think it was the last time I saw you guys. Yeah.
I mean, people's got them, they got lives.
Yeah. It's tough.
Families, children, husbands, marriage, everything.
Yeah. It's like, that'll be my third or fourth show of the year this year. It's like, it's hard getting there.
I always wondered how like adults manage to like do a day job, but then they go out and tour for a week or two. You just save up vacation time and you go out.
I don't know anything about vacation time.
Or every person in Scott is a realtor, so
yeah. Well, there you go. I just go.
I make my own hours, and
I stay broke, and then I just go out.
See, you got Dave from Mustard Plug, you got Chris from Less Than Jake, you got Nick and
Nick is too.
Nick and Anna, yeah. So you got a super group right there of Scott people.
So out of the Pilfers group there, who does the best in the real estate?
Probably Anna. I would say Anna's been in it longer than all of us.
I've seen the places that she's selling or like and stuff. It's like nice places.
But let's not talk about her pockets.
No, but
I don't think she was.
No.
She's broke. She's broke, y'all. She's broke.
It's just like nice places, you know.
That commission game's rough.
I got you, Anna.
Come up to here. We're selling some like $3 million houses.
Very good.
Well, hey, the city, some nice city properties. You can get a nice chunk of change off of that if they move.
Yeah.
You get them in.
No, we're here to talk about music.
Yeah, we're music though.
We're not going back to real estate.
No, that's not exciting.
Well, it is if you're making that kind of crazy money.
Yes.
Hey, if anything, no hold bars, you know,
I just
kind
want
of
to
thing.
examine her.
No, it's all right. We'll just cut that out. Yeah, no, we won't.
That's fine. Don't cut anything.
But I really wanted to get for this interview. I kind of just wanted to get like your kind of life a little bit because I kind of don't know.
Okay, born, live, will die.
So you were born.
James Lipton. We got a stack of cards ready to go.
What do you want to see when you go to the pearly gates?
Oh, you mean the checkered gates?
Yeah.
And God will say, "Pick it up, pick it up,
pick it up, pick it up." I dropped my towel. He said,
So you were born in Jamaica?
I was born in England.
England. Okay.
Yes, I'm an English lad, London boy.
See, I didn't know that because I think when we saw you in 2008, I think at Knitting Factory, one of the reunion shows, you started speaking British. I was like, whoa, he sounds really good.
He sounds really good.
He
did a good job. He did a good job of that.
Like, no, I'm like,
yes, I only speak English when I'm in London.
Comes out.
Yeah, because I'm at home. I can just be me, little Marky. Know what I mean?
Was that during the time when it was easier for people to get in, like in the 80s?
No. I came here and I didn't have a green card. I didn't get a green card. I was here like 17 years without a green card. Yes, I went through the whole hardships and the heartaches with not having that and not being able to go to school and not being able to be employed and all of that stuff. So I definitely emphasize with what's going on at the border and the immigration policies. I definitely, on the side of the immigrant, 100%, 2,000%. That's just me. But we can go back onto something that's less political.
Fuck Trump. All right. I didn't say it. Whatever. It's early.
So what kind of stuff did you start out doing? Were you doing like dancehall stuff?
I was doing dancehall. I was doing straight Brooklyn dancehall. I was one of those guys that emulated a lot of the things coming out of Jamaica. I used to sing Jay. I used to chat, which is the Jamaican version of rapping. Sing Jay is like singing and rapping, which the Americans are doing now with the new hip hop, with the trap music that they're doing. That's straight Jamaican stuff.
The talky kind of stuff.
Singing and that's all Jamaican.
Now it's just
DJs.
A lot of extra auto tune on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, even the reggae stuff. That used to just be a studio correction method, and now it's like, we're just gonna add that in.
Yeah, so everyone sounds
an effect to that.
Well, in reggae too, people are going for that 70s vintage retro kind of sound
Some
too.
of them
like rock,
back,
rock. Yeah, and that's the stuff I prefer. But
when you look at the Jamaican music today compared to back then, it's totally different. It's just so many different subsets, and a lot of them are doing the crossover hip hop,
right?
Straight up R&B,
right? And some of them even house like techno type, even the Afrobeat style of dancehall, Jamaican, calypso type of blend. That's pretty popular. Then you got a lot of them that are doing the roots music, straight roots music, and it sounds like it's some vintage
Is ska
music.
even like popular there right now? They like don't give a crap, right?
Nah.
Was it even popular in the 70s,
they don't
80s?
give a crap. It's not like they don't give a crap. You know what it is? It's considered like old music.
Yeah, because it's in the 60s.
It's like so it's old music. It's not, and there have been some artists that actually travel who see what's going on in Europe and people are playing ska, so they include that in some ska in their repertoire. But it hasn't caught on to the way like how dancehall has, because dancehall is basically for a certain type of people in Jamaica and a certain age group too. So it's for the young people.
Yeah. Everyone wants to dance, go out to the club and
and they got dances that
twerk.
But if you put a ska track and it busts on the radio, like it became like the number one song, you'd have a lot of these kids in Jamaica starting to do ska. That's how it works.
Yeah, so it's like someone needs to come back and
somebody has to rediscover it.
But are these young kids listening to people like Jimmy Cliff? And probably not, right?
No. Hell no, that's just for nostalgia.
Yeah. That's the old folks that are still
kicking
the can down the road, yeah.
Walking down the
road. Hey, that's how I got into reggae. It was like Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But
so that's how far behind or far ahead they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're far behind over here and they're far ahead. They've already gone into something that people will discover in 2025, 2030 or something. Yeah. That's how it is. Very creative island. Very creative.
So going back to you.
Okay,
so
back to me.
Well, it's about you, So you did so when did you come over to the States? So you kind of
I came over to America when I was about 7. I was just about to turn 8.
Oh, okay.
Right? But I was in boarding school in London and I came over here. Yeah, so immediately, in my environment in England was predominantly white.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the exception of my family.
Yeah.
So my music was classical music. And when I came into America, I found FM radio. I said, oh my God, it's black music. and I mean this seriously. I discovered that. And then when I got a little older, I discovered a reggae channel.
Mm.
It could have been Gil Bailey for all I know. It probably was Gil Bailey because I was the only one that was really playing music back then. And reggae music or one of those channels, WLIB. And I heard this song, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to learn how to do that at least. It was just something that I wanted to learn how to do for myself. And here we go. That's it.
So you've always been in the city? Did you ever live anywhere else in the country?
I lived in Brooklyn. That's it.
Is it Brooklyn?
Yeah. Brooklyn is a very, my section where I lived, is some people call it East Flatbush, some people call it Brownsville, but we call it the 90s. And other people call it the 9 now. The new kids, they call it the 9, but for me, it's the 90s. And that's a predominantly West Indian community. So, if you weren't even West Indian, you became West Indian. Because that was the culture. I have a lot of American friends you would not know. They're not Jamaican. Like, seriously. They sound Jamaican. They look Jamaican. They just had the vibe. That's it. So, yeah.
It's kind of like having an English accent all the time.
Yeah. So that's what I learned. I never went to Jamaica until 2001.
Oh.
That was the first time I went to Jamaica.
Wow.
So I learned all of that being in Brooklyn.
Okay. And then so besides like the reggae stuff, what else were you listening to? Like hip hop or like
definitely hip hop. Definitely, because I listen when
punk or anything like that.
No
or
punk, no punk. I listen to hip hop. I listen to house music,
reggae,
hip hop, reggae, house music. What else was there? And pop music, like Carpenters and.
Are they pop?
No, they're pop. That's pop music. That was pop music back then. But stuff like that, like music, like arranged music, like soul music. I would listen to that. One of my favorite singers was Al Green.
Yeah. I still listen to Al. Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So I would listen to a lot of soul music and stuff.
Impressions. I like. Yeah, that's kind of stuff.
Supremes. I like that Motown stuff, and I listen to that, and I listen to Doobie Brothers.
Oh God, I like the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, Harlem Oates.
That used to be our go-to karaoke thing. Yeah. My brother and I would do Michael McDonald.
That's what I'm telling you. Yeah. So I'm telling you. And Frank Sinatra.
These are the room, baby.
These are the influences.
When did you fall into ska? Like, how did you stumble upon it?
I stumbled upon it. I did a record. I did a hip hop reggae record where I was singing, rapping, chatting, and I got a call. Well, the studio got a call that someone wanted to manage me in Manhattan. So we all gathered up and we went to meet with this lady in the village. And so I met one of my best friends there, right there. He used to work for her. But anyway, so she wanted to manage me, and he was like, okay, we struck this deal that I would do this stuff and she was going to manage me. And then she goes, oh, here's an opportunity for you. The Toasters had just lost their two front guys. He said, I want you to audition for this band. They're going to go to Europe. They're being booked by a massive agency. Be a good opportunity for you. And then when you do that, you get some stage experience and then you come back. I've been had stage experience. Anyway, I'm not going to argue with her. She said, you do that. And
different
then
kind of stage.
Exactly. So she come back from Europe and then we'll resume your dancehall career. So I went and I auditioned for the Toasters. They gave me the music. I was like, what the hell is this? This was like completely away from everything I knew. And I was like, hold on.
What, like the Ska Killers and
yes, that one.
Album, yeah.
I said, let me see if I hear.
It's a little dated these days. That one. Yeah.
I said, let me see if I can hear any reggae in it because I can identify with reggae. And I heard it. I was like, okay. I heard "Thrill Me Up." I like "Thrill Me Up." I liked what was it?
Run, Rudy, Run.
Run, Rudy, Run. Exactly. Thank you.
All right.
And so I was like, oh, I like this. So I learned it, and then I went and did the audition, smashed the audition. I didn't know, but they said I got the job. So, so then I joined those guys, and that was my introduction to this whole ska world.
So I mean, how was it for the first couple shows? Was it kind of just kind of like you had to improvise a little bit to get the hang of it?
I do. You know what I mean? I tell you what though, it was a culture shock. That when I walked into a Toaster show back then,
it's not a dance hall show anymore.
Ooh,
bunch of white
people with kids. Funny hair and chains around their belts, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Stealing dad's suits.
I said, "This might no." It wasn't just straight two tone. It was everybody used to go to ska shows, punk rock with the mohawks, all that
hippies.
Everybody used to go, and I said, "Oh my God." I'm on the set of the Warriors. I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, okay, calm down.
What was your first interaction when you saw like the Skins show up to a show?
So I didn't have any knowledge of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know Skin had good from bad. So it was all the same. It was just a lot of strange looking people.
Yeah, like what the hell?
We didn't know that. Like our first ska show, we were with somebody that was Jewish, and she's like, and then she saw like skinhead. She's like, oh my God, like she didn't know. Like she was like, she was terrified. I'm like, I think it's all right. It's all right.
Oh, I've had my share of run-ins with skinheads.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
back to the Toasters.
So early days of the Toasters playing and
played and when I got on the stage and it was the chat part for Run Rudy Run. And this is one of my memories. We were in Columbia University, so I got up on there and I did the Run Rudy Run and I chat. After I finished, it was like, I was like, "Whoa, they like me!" Oh, they like me. And then that same party, I'm not gonna call his name, but one of the members gave me a gun.
What?
They found it. Oh, so, all right. Let me correct that. He didn't give it to me. He said, "Look at this." He was appalled to find something like this at the show. So it was a 2.2. I was like, "Holy crap!" He was like, "Look at this. I said, "What?" I said, "Oh, let me get that." He said, "You want it?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "No, I'm throwing this away," and he threw it away. I said, "Yeah, where you threw that at?" I went behind him. Because I'm still in the hood.
Yeah, you might need that for protection.
Please. So I went back and I got that and I was like, yep, that's mine.
The question is, do you still have that?
No, because in true fashion, I stole it.
Oh, hey, when you're broke,
I'm not a killer.
No, you got to defend yourself sometimes.
No, I know my little scarfoo. Pretty good with that.
I saw you taking pictures of that.
Do you see that?
Scarfoo, yeah. I was like, man. I thought you were doing late.
No, I was like, scarfoo.
So your first album with them was what, Dub 56?
No, actually, I did a live album with them. Probably people don't even know that. I did a live album with them I think it was called Frankenska.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Was that the one that was the special edition for Dub 56, or this was before?
This is way before. Okay. This was done in London. Okay. When I toured with them, I didn't even listen. This is how it goes. I didn't even know there was a record with me on it.
Oh.
Right? I learned that when I returned to the Toasters. Someone said, "Oh, Mike Parks told me."
Oh.
He said, "Yo, I told Buck you're the one." I said, "Huh?" He said, "Yeah, that one." He said, "I told Buck you're the guy." I said, "Okay." He said, "Yo, I love that record you did." I said, "What record?"
I don't remember being in the studio.
No, I wasn't. So it was done live. It was done live, and then
So okay, yeah, just keep talking.
That was the first time. I mean, I did that one, and then it was like, what the hell?
Then I was listening to it came on in the gym today, the live stuff with you guys. It was on the Dub 56 album, the live, and you're like, there's no girls. Right? I'm on the bus with the guys all the time.
That's not Dub 56. You see, that's a separate record.
But they added that on, I guess.
It's a special edition.
That's what I'm talking about. That live one is from Live in LA.
Right. Okay.
So what they're repackaging Dub 56.
They added the live stuff at the end. And then they had to have 2 live shows. One was a San Diego one, and then there was an LA.
So I'm trying to tell you, that's not how Dub 56 was. Dub 56 was just straight music. So what he did, he's got to be inventive and creative with what he has, and he's still selling me. That record was their biggest selling record.
It's my favorite, for the Toasters.
So like 4 or 5 songs on that too. Yeah, it was a good amount of like you were on the lead.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Well, we're gonna have to bring some of that up.
Hard Band for Dead.
Yeah.
Little less the amount of songs on that album.
I actually had a lot of songs on that record too.
I guess never see the light of day.
Y'all just let me know what y'all want to get into today, because we can get into it all.
Yeah, I mean that's why you're here.
I'm here.
This could be a 5-hour podcast.
Candid,
up close and personal.
You gotta make some of the people you're talking about work to listen to the spot they were talking about. I'm just like I'm curious about how the shows like do you have any like memorable like experiences with the Toasters?
Oh yeah,
like certain
listen.
Like, as far as like
I had fantastic time.
I
had a fantastic time with the Toasters. It was unbelievable, to be honest with you. It was. I mean, I was still a kid from the hood. Yes, I grew up in England. Yes, I was in boarding school. Yes, I had fine living and all of that. But when I came to America, it was totally different. It was Polaroid opposite of what I came from.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my world was white, so that was fine. When I came to America, my world was pitch dark black. That's it. I didn't know anything about, I had forgotten about England life for the most part.
It wasn't an adjustment. It's got to be an adjustment coming from that to
well,
Brooklyn.
I was among, well, I was a child. So I had to learn how to adapt in America, in the hood. Cause I was first of all, I got in a fight the first day of school cause I was too proper. Hello. That doesn't work in the hood. What you doing, man?
Did you call someone a chap?
No. I wasn't to that extent. I might have, who knows? But the first day of school,
what the fuck you call
me? First day of school, fight. Second day of school, fight. I mean, it was like I was just a target because I was a new guy.
Yeah.
But they hadn't seen
new fish.
Yeah, they hadn't seen the type of violence I could erect on them.
The scafu.
Yeah, and it was so good that I became one of them. I was loved and adored. Anyway.
Yeah. So how was it recording? Like some of the
let me go back to some of the things, the question you just asked.
Yeah.
You asked about memorable shows and memorable moments of the Toasters. Loads of them. Now, I can remember one. This may sound tragic, but it was actually a test of my fortitude and my sense of direction. Being an adult. It was just after Waco, Texas incident.
Okay.
Remember that incident there?
1992.
3, something like that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Feds
So
raided.
that time, I would call home. I used to call my son's mother and, let her know what's going on. So I had plenty of quarters in my pocket. So I was at the gas station and I was just talking to her, blah, blah, blah. And I got off the phone and I looked up, the van was gone. The toasters left me in Waco, Texas.
Oh, shit.
I swear. All I had was a few more quarters, right? I didn't know where I was playing. I didn't know where I was going. Thank God I had my debit card with me. Back then
No
I had
cell phone.
No cell phone because these are all coin operated machines at the gas station.
How far down the road did they realize
They
you weren't in the car?
never remembered until they got to the venue. I swear.
How big was this van?
Well, I used to sleep in the back because you see the shows. So I used to sleep all the time. So I never would even speak in the van. I would only get out when it's time to do the show or get out for loading, which I didn't like to loading because I used to work for UPS. I said, I'm never doing that again. And so I'd get out. So they went to the venue and they just left me in Waco, Texas. I had to call somebody. I didn't know the operations of the band.
Yeah.
I didn't know the management or the booking agency, so I didn't know who to call. I called the guy at SOBs because that was the closest I could. Right, I called him and I thought maybe he was management or something because I only had done a few shows with him.
Yeah.
So he goes, "No, I'm not their management. I'm not their booking agent." But he says, "But hold on, let me look at their schedule." So he found their schedule and he says, "Oh, they're gonna be in Waco, Texas." I said, "Okay, cool." Then someone saw me at the gas station and they said, "What's the matter?" I said, "I'm trying to get a ride to a bus stop." I probably asked them, where's the bus stop? And they said, "Oh, you gotta be you far from there." So they drove me. I got in their car, right?
Wow. In Texas.
In Waco, Texas. What just happened, just after that just happened. And they drove me to the Greyhound bus and I got a bus to Waco, Texas. And I got to the gig within time to perform. Actually, I got in time just after they sound checked.
All right.
And they was like,
"Hey, where you been?"
They thought I was gonna be livid. I was like, "I'm good.
I'm here."
Yeah, I wasn't upset. I wasn't upset at all.
Thank God for that person to give you a ride, right?
What? Yeah. So that's one. I can give you another one.
Please.
I'll give you thousands.
Yeah. I like these.
You like that?
Yes.
Okay. Here's
Anything
one
from Europe?
Europe. Oh man, should I tell you about Europe? You want to go to Europe?
Yeah,
All right, let's go to Europe.
Let's see how this is.
Well, I no secret. Anyway, I love ladies. We're gonna talk a girl story now. So
it's all right. You know, is your wife gonna listen to this?
Let's go back to stay.
Let's stick to the band.
Let's stay.
All right, different story.
Let's stay in the United States. Let's stay in the
Not
United
Europe.
States. Yeah, let's stay in the United States.
Music related. Music things related.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell you one. Here's one. I think I was in San Francisco. I'm not sure of the venue. It could have been Slim's. It could have not been. But we were at this venue and we're playing, and then these guys appear from the audience and they duct tape their shirts with swatch stickers.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I'm performing. Then they sig heil. Then the crowd, swarms them. And he's getting ready to beat these dudes up. And I was like, yo, I jumped in. Say young.
Yeah.
Stupidness. So I jump in and I saved him.
Mm.
And I said, listen, y'all can't be doing this. I said, your mom, I said, this is being videoed. Oh, there's a video of this somewhere. There's a video of this.
Oh, is it on YouTube?
No, I don't know if it's on YouTube, but they were filming this live.
Oh, okay.
And I was telling him, I was like, yo, your mom's is going to be watching this. Your parents are going to be watching this. I said, y'all need to chill. I said, we didn't come here for that. So I get back on the stage. I'm like, yo, we're going to smoke a spliff. So I go, the ingredients is peace, love, and harmony. I said, when y'all smoke this, y'all smoke it with me, I want y'all to blow it out. Peace. And that was it. Them dudes took off that tape.
And started skanking. And next year they're wearing like
anti-racist. Come on, you know what I mean? It's just youth and it's trying to find themselves. A lot of the times it's bad. The end result is bad, but it's just kids being lost. Yeah, trying to find something.
And sometimes it is the parents that are the cause.
Yes,
so. Any other like mishaps on stage or anything like that? Like dancing, like falling off stages?
I think I fell once. I don't know. I'm sure.
You're always jumping into the crowd. So
I've probably.
Anyone ever get aggressive with you when you gone into the crowd? Like,
girls almost ripped my clothes off once. I was so upset with that shit. I was like, what the doing? See, I'm just a person.
Yeah.
Played with real big fish. It was a real big fish show, and I was going there. That's nothing. But this was a different type of a crowd. This is like the MTV
college crowd that ever.
And there was some young girl. She's trying to rip my clothes off. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, yo. I said, I'm just a person. And she wanted to meet the band. I said, you want to meet the band? Fine, you can meet the band. That's cool, but don't be ripping off my clothes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did you
That wasn't fun, by the way.
No.
It's frightening when you.
Yeah, because it's like zombies, kind of like.
Yeah. And I didn't want to have to take out that can of whoop ass at a nice ska show.
Females.
Beat them away. But I have to defend myself.
Yeah.
Officer. And then he's like, yeah, tell it to the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell it to the judge.
Different times back then, I guess.
Yeah, it was, so many, I have loads of great memories.
From the Pilfers, you guys went on tour opening for Real Big Fish, and that was at the height of when they were.
Yeah, the radio off. I can say thank you because if you listen to that record from far, I shouted out everybody, and maybe not everybody, but as much as I could, who has helped us in some kind of a way, who we've toured with. I can tell you for sure, big ups to the Pie Tasters because they were the first. Big ups to Mustard Plug, they were second. On that level, on a lower level, it was Edna's Goldfish.
Yep.
And it was Metro Styley, and I'm gonna put Metro Styley first because they came first with us. Andy definitely showed me what I didn't know. I didn't know a lot of the things, and so he showed me a lot. He got me on my track. And then to put a band together, Steve called me and he goes, yo, I heard you left the Toasters. I said, yeah, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. He said, what? Put a band together, man. That's what you're going to do. Put a band together. And I was like, that's Steve Jackson from the Pie Tasters. I was like, word? Yeah, I should put a band together. I had no clue, no inclination of what I was doing or if I was going to do it. But when he called me up, he woke me up. I was like, yep, that's it.
So I did want to ask about that because, I don't know, was it bad blood between you and Bucket, or what was the case of what happened?
I tell you what happened. It wasn't no bad blood between Bucket and myself. It wasn't that. It was a time that I had to grow.
All right.
I had to be a grown up now. I had done a few years with the Toasters, and it was time for me to do something else. I was good with doing with the Toasters, but I wasn't great. I think I needed to express myself more.
Mm-hmm.
The management kept trying to tell me to take over the band. I was like, nah, yeah. I was like, nah, they've got their own sound. They've got their own thing that they're doing. I said, I'm not going to go in there and try and, switch up the band. As you can hear, Pilfers is not like Toasters.
No, it's something different. Yeah.
This would have been me doing that.
Yeah.
In the Toasters, and that would have been terrible. Because the Toasters wouldn't be the same band.
Yeah, and essentially you were like the MC of the Toasters, where there's all these other different instruments, and Bucket is singing guitar, doing the guitar and singing, and then it's just not. Yeah, it's definitely, as we've learned, it's not the way that you wanted to take things. And
no, I would do all these crazy commercials on my answering machine, just being an idiot. And
believe it or not, Coolie isn't right.
So the manager was like, hey, I like that. I want you to do that in the band. And I'm like, no, I said, I can't do that in the band. That's not for the band. He's like, oh, you got it. I was like, nah. So with that, me growing up, and I had a lot of family issues at that time too. You know, I was dealing with my nephews and my nieces who just moved in on me. Mm-hmm. So I needed to do something quickly and a change. I had to change up my life and how I was going to do things. So
how'd you meet up with Vinny? Like, was it just like you guys, and then you kind of were auditioning people?
No. It was me going around. Like I said, Steve Jackson called me up.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for a band, and I was going around auditioning people, and I had people doing rehearsals with me, and I had some drummer, and he's like, yeah, I know ska. And he did not play ska. It was terrible. And I was paying people for rehearsals at that time, which I didn't know anything like that. And I spoke to Steve again. I was like, yo, this thing is making me go broke, man. I can't keep paying these dudes for rehearsal. He's like, what? Paying them for rehearsal? I said, you crazy? He said, yo, Coolie Ranx. I said, huh? You don't pay them for rehearsal. I said, okay. That's when the whole thing changed. So I started looking, for other people. And then I got a call from my ex-girlfriend, who happened to be Vinny's girlfriend.
Ah.
That's the connection. So she's calling me and she's like, oh, I heard you left the Toasters. What you gonna do? I said, what you mean? You know what I'm gonna do? She goes, oh, okay. Then I get a call from Vinny. Hey, I heard you left the Toasters. I was like, yeah. He said, well, if you want to do some demos sometime, you can come down here and do some demos. I was like, sure. And then she goes, oh, he thinks you can't sing, though. I said, yeah, whatever. I guess that's how I sound when I'm on the mic. You know what I mean? That's what they get. So anyway, I go down there, and he has, I don't know if you know Steady Ernest.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Thank God for Steady Ernest. So before I went down there, I have a little keyboard, so I make my beats and everything else like that, and my songs. So I took those down there, and I told him, this is what I want. I didn't have it on a ska beat, but I knew the bass line what I wanted, and I had it on some other kind of crazy music. And they demoed it. They demoed Climbing. They demoed...
Is it that 5 song?
Nope.
Oh, is it something?
No,
is it
totally
earlier?
Different. Earlier than that.
Okay.
Yeah, so they demoed Climbing. They didn't demo Climbing. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. They demoed Jolly. And they demoed Show No Fear. And they demoed Kawaii.
Oh wow, that's an old.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know it was that old. No.
Yeah. I did all of these things before I got before I put the band together.
Okay.
And in actuality, I did Jolly 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 when I was in the Toasters.
Oh.
I demoed that with the rhythm section first.
Okay.
These are all songs that I had floating around, like Legal Shot is from the dance hall. The Eagle Shot is from the dance, so I did that way before I was in the Toasters.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know that.
I have a whole repertoire of dancehall songs I have not even recorded.
I remember that the first time you were hearing that when you saw the Pilfers live, I was like, wow, I know this from the Toasters.
So,
yeah.
I mean, like I have all these songs. Right? So anyway, I demoed those 3 songs and I brought them back. And then Vinny listened to the songs. Oh, and some more soul songs. Vinny listened to the songs and he called me up. He goes, hey, so I'm leaving BIM. I said, oh, okay, cool. And I'm thinking of moving to New York. And I was like, okay. He goes, oh, easy, wait. He goes, well, just put a band together. I said, yeah, I will, man. I'm gonna put a band together. He says, yeah, let's see what happens. I said, okay, cool. That's the beginning.
And that ends the part 1 now.
No, so let me tell you how we got each member.
Yeah.
You want to know that?
Sure.
Okay. So I was auditioning all these people. I auditioned this, and I was auditioning them in my crib. I lived in Park Slope at the time. I auditioned this. Sorry. I auditioned this bass player, and he came through, and he was just a little bit too wild for me. He was just wild. I mean, I guess you're supposed to be a little wild. But he just seemed like, nah. I was like, nah. But the good thing about him, he brought this girl with him. Cute girl. Anyway, that was his girl. So, hands off, right? And this girl I was talking to, no, another friend of mine told me how to organize my contact list.
Okay.
By what people do rather than who they are. Because like I had Brian, not knowing all your gifts and your talents. You understand? If it's just Brian in my contact, in the shuffle. Yeah, it's just exactly. So now it's Brian does this, da 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 da.
The design guy, photo guy.
You understand? You're not just Brian now, because I have this. It's full of people who I don't even know what they do.
Yeah.
So I called up. This girl told me, "Oh, I'm not using this drummer. I was dating this singer." He goes, "I'm not doing this drummer. He was okay. You might want to check him out. He was only okay." That's what she said about James. That's what she said. I said, "All right, let me go check him out." So I'm on the train, and I was on the D train going across the Manhattan Bridge or whatever bridge that was. And I'm on the train, and then I see this girl. She's crying on the train. They're like, "Oh snap! Isn't that was the girl that was in my house?" So I go over there, and I say, "You all right?" She goes, I said, "Where you going?" I said, "My boyfriend." He dissed all kind of craziness, right?
Yeah.
I say, "I'm gonna go audition a drummer. Come with me. I'll get you some tea." So I'm an English guy. It's tea. We sit down and we have some tea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I said,
some scones.
I said, some scones and some biscuits and some crisps. Anyway, so I was like, come.
I'm feeling a bit peckish.
I was like, "Come over here and I'll take you to a cafe and we'll have some tea and we'll talk about it." Right? You know, that's me. I'm helping. So I go down to the basement where James was rehearsing. I think it was Stubborn North Star's basement or just rehearsal space.
Yeah.
Or Skinner Box, whatever. It could have been all of that. So I didn't even do any real rehearsal with James. I was like, "Play me a swing beat." Played it. I said, "Play me a ska beat." Played it. I said, "Play me a trap beat." Played it. "Play me a reggae beat." Played it. I said, "All right, cool. Talk to you later."
That's it.
I mean, it was like 15 minutes or less. It was less, and it was like.
And I wondering what he thought of all that. He's like, "What the fuck?
Like, this guy is crazy." He must have thought I was crazy. And I said, "Yo, I'm gonna take her to get some tea now. I'll talk to you later." He probably just thought like, "This dude, I don't even get this."
I mean, based on that audition and how you two interact at their shows, like it just seems like James like gets fed up with you because you always make him stop halfway through the song.
No, James. No, I'm gonna tell you what. James is brilliant. I'm gonna tell you, James is brilliant, and he may never hear me say it to his face, but James is brilliant. James is a master drummer.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that he's a master drummer. He's brilliant. He knows dancehall and he knows reggae like from the root spot. He studied this thing like a scientist. He's brilliant. So no disrespect to James. Big up
funny
your damn self, James. Jimmy Blood Clot. Are you with that?
It's just I've seen how you guys interact sometimes. No, it's like it feels like it's like he's like
he knows. No. He knows how the thing goes.
All right,
James
cool.
knows he's good.
Thing. I gotta stop.
No, he knows he's good with that, man. James knows the culture of it or where it comes from.
I never got that, like the whole stopping stuff.
That's
it's like
Jamaica.
It's just kind of like
it's live.
It's like you weren't feeling that beat. You needed something a little bit different.
I mean, there was always so many restarts. I'm like, come on, just play.
No. You're getting it. What you got was a Jamaican experience. You didn't get the traditional what everyone else is doing. You're getting a Jamaican live band. That's how it's done in Jamaica. How if I was on a sound system. If I was on a sound, remember I come from the sound system and dancehall, right? So if the music is nice, you hear some gunshots. Boom, boom, boom. That's a legal shot.
Okay.
That's where that whole culture comes from when I sang that song. If the music is really nice, it's a salute to the track or to the singer or to what's going on, and they pull it up and they reset it again. So you'll hear it again. Yeah.
Because we used to listen to college radio and Vassar College. There was a guy called Dexy B. Dexy B taking it to the 1 and 2 and like things. Yeah, so he's like very like that. So then they would play the song and then they would it was like Buju or something like that. And they would stop it and they would just reset it.
Yeah.
Sanchez.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's like, oh, come on, let's just get into it.
I was just liking it. Hold on.
The first time we saw that live, we were like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what?
Did he do something wrong?
Did someone like slip on the stage and like fall and screw up and they have to start all over?
Nah, that's just the vibe, bro.
Yeah.
So because I'm coming from the dancehall culture, I brought the dancehall culture to the band. The wheels and all of that. I brought that to the band. So I felt like I was still on the sound.
So that crying girl was Anna, right?
No.
Oh.
Okay, let me give you some.
Oh yeah, that's what I was throwing.
Yeah, sorry, it was a little tangent.
Yeah,
that's really convenient.
No, that crying girl was Jessica. From Jessica. She used to be in the Scofflers.
Oh right, okay, and she
plays keyboards,
right?
And she engineers. She's another genius.
She's the one that did the voice of Show No Fear, right in the beginning.
Yes. Which crying girl are you talking about?
I thought the girl that went the crying girl on the train on the subway.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're talking about from Show No Fear. No, that crying girl was not Anna. No, the crying girl was just a crying girl.
Oh, okay.
I just threw her in the story.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Anna.
You're leading us on.
No. That's the girl.
That would have been. Why don't you say it's Anna? It's a little bit more convenient now.
But I'm gonna tell you how we get to Anna, because of James. All right. So we had another bass player, and James didn't like him. No disrespect to the bass player. I won't even call his name. I should call his name, but I won't call his name. And anyway, so James didn't like how he played. And he wasn't on. To be honest, I like the guy personally. I like the guy. He and I got along very well. And it was he and I that was walking around and getting people to do the stuff. But the level of musicianship that I had amongst me was way up here. Mm-hmm. Vinny, James, and I should go back to the guitar player. We had another guitar player too. Started off with a bunch of horn stuff, 3 horn section.
Really? Wow.
Yes. And Vinny was like, Vinny was like, I can do this myself. So the horn section was gone. It was like, oh yeah. I was like, he doesn't want you to win.
It works though.
Hold on, let me get to it. Right. It works for us, but it didn't work for them when it was being
right.
Your services are no longer.
This isn't a ska band, and there's not 14 people in the band. What's the matter?
Right. Okay. So the horns went first. Then we had a guitar player, and he was brilliant. This guy, he was just tuning up the guitar and was listening to the songs. I didn't think he was listening, and I was like, okay, we're gonna play the song for you. You learn. He says, no, I got it already. I said, what? He said, no, I got it already. This was shit's up in here. And he goes, I said, all right, go ahead, play it. From start to finish, he had it. I was like, whoa, dude. I said, you got it, man. You got the job. So I said, Vinny, listen, I got to go to England because I had to check my mom. I always go.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to go. When I came back, Nick was there. And I said,
you're not the guy.
I said, what happened to that guy? Vinny goes, oh, I fired him. I said, what? This guy's better. So Nick answered the ad because Vinny put an ad out.
Okay. And
I was like, what? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, let's see. And Nick was, humble guy, good person, nice human being. And I said, okay. So we started doing a few gigs. And actually, we got our first gig in 2 weeks of forming.
Oh, wow.
Was it that show up in Portchester?
No, the first show was in the Cooler.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we didn't go to that one. That first one of seeing you guys was in Portchester.
Yeah.
I don't.
Was Real Big Fish or the Specials? One of those.
Real Big Fish. We played up there. We definitely played up there. Real Big Fish.
7 Willow Street.
Yeah, 7 Willow. That was a great show.
And that kind of. Well, going back to the Toasters, when I first saw the Toasters for the very first time, you weren't. You must have just left because I think it was like 96. What was my first?
I just left.
Yeah, so I was like, I think we asked, was it Chunk, the T-Bone? Yeah. And so he was like sitting outside, like, where's Coolie at? He's like, oh, he's not in the band anymore. We're like, oh, we were like so disappointed. So when we finally we didn't know the Pilfers were your band. So when we went to go see Specials of Real Big Fish, one of the bands that played at Seven Willow, you guys were there like, oh, we got so excited. We were like, holy God, this is so. It was like a mind blowing experience seeing the Pilfers for the very first time. It was just like we were.
Coolie was still sitting there like in the middle of the club just as we were all coming in. You were just hanging out. Your son might even been there hanging out too.
Probably.
I don't remember that. I just remember being up front all the time.
Everywhere with me. Yeah.
Always being up front, either getting T-bone juice from on me or getting knocked in the head or trying to sing the lyrics, and then finally when you stick the mic in my face, I fuck up and like
get the lyrics wrong.
Get the lyrics wrong. And like I'm just I still do that. I was like
I still do that too.
But yeah, seeing you guys for the very first time was like wow, this. So then we had every show you played. I think we probably saw you in like 5 or 6 states, probably.
Oh, word.
Probably, I would think Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, New Jersey. Yeah, I don't think pretty much the Northeast. Yeah, yeah. So it was. So who else are we forgetting? Anyone else?
Yeah, Nick, Anna, and James.
Okay, so we got we got
the Pilfers after that.
Yeah. So how was the first show? Like, well, how was the reception?
Show
was it like sold out or anything? Or?
We opened up for the Blue Beats.
Okay,
it was a little bit different, a little bit slower.
Yeah. That first time, we had made the demo already. This was the demo.
Okay.
So I made cassettes.
I think we still have it.
Yeah, I was listening. It came on the other day. I'm like, oh my God, it's still.
I went to my friend's record company. Same one where actually Jay-Z was doing his record. He was on Jay-Z was doing his record with my friend. So he gave me all of his DAT machines, a little station that he had, and he allowed me to transfer everything that I had on DAT onto cassette. He had a machine. So I went to this place where you would get cassettes from, blank cassettes. And I transferred real time those demos onto these cassettes, and I had like 150.
So you had to listen to them every time you played them.
Yeah,
you're like, all right, I don't need to hear this.
Well, I need to remember the song anyway, so it did me great. That's true, man. But yeah, so I did that, and I took those to the show, and we sold them, and we saved up enough money, and we got the CD. The first CD was because of shows, those cassettes, and some T-shirts. Checkered Phil. Sorry, not Checkered Cab. Checkerboard Kid. He made our first designs.
I didn't know that until like recently. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
He made our first designs.
That's cool.
He made our the mask, and we had another one. But the first one we had was a prison bar thing. Like it was just like looked like a prison bar.
Okay.
I don't know the shape of it, but it's a funny shape. And we'll just have that. And then he actually made the logo with the patch in the eyes.
Yeah.
And another guy, Gordon, made the T.
Oh, the guy with the bag.
Yeah, Gordon. He's in DC.
Okay.
He's a tattoo artist.
Nice. Yeah. I keep repurposing that when I do the shirts for you and stuff. Yeah.
Coney Island High was where the record release party was, right?
Record release was actually in Wetlands.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of the second CD then.
Yeah, probably the second CD.
They shut you down.
Yeah.
That's the one we bootlegged. We put it up on YouTube.
They shut us down because I don't know, they didn't want us to play anymore. We was playing too long.
I think it was too long, and then the cops, I think people were in the streets in St. Mark's, and then
that was a great show. You know
that venue, we saw some shit there. Oh my God. And it might even been during one of your shows.
I think it was during the film because Dad was there, and then we were all like standing on the back couch kind of thing or spot, and some guys started going down on a girl pretty much.
What?
At our feet. And my dad goes, hey, look what they're doing.
This was at the Pilfer show?
I think so, yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were getting down and dirty.
I didn't see any of that.
And they were like older folk. Like they must have just walked in off the street.
Oh, wow.
Like just drunk
like
people.
Like 30s, 40s at the time, which is old for
And I was kind of like, I'm like, wait, what's going on? My dad's like, he's eating her.
That's one of those memories that we can't really share the story too often. But you would get it.
I didn't know about that. Wow.
We were like, whoa, okay, this is a new experience.
That's a new one going on right here. I didn't know this all these in the show.
It was memorable, yeah.
That venue was insane. Like I remember seeing like Subhumans there and like
That sounds subhuman.
You get and you're just getting crushed by the people, but
the hallway, it felt like the Willy Wonka hallway. The hallway, like it was just red.
Yes.
It just looked like drugs were being dealt.
That was a great spot. That was our home, man. That was.
They just, what is it, like an apartment now or McDonald's or something?
No, I think it's just like restaurants or
that whole area
strip
was great for venues. They had CBGB's,
Yep.
Coney Island Hot, Continental right around the corner.
Yeah,
Moon Ska.
That's a great spot.
And then now we saw you at the Haunt in Ithaca. That was the memorable experience.
Infamous.
Because we were in college, in Keystone College, and so I think it was like an hour and a half north.
It was like a 2-hour drive.
Or 2 hour? Oh, okay. And it was around like finals. And then, so it was like Matt and I went, and then, so we get to Ithaca, and then we're a little early for the venue. And then I'm like, oh, there's the parking. And then Matt goes, he's like, oh, there. And he goes and turns and drives over the fucking curb.
Which is about, 2 feet.
Really high. And then all of a sudden our oil pan just spurts.
Oh, no.
Like, I felt like I was on a 4-wheeler. I don't know why I was possessing that. Like, an all-terrain vehicle. And I was in a Dodge Neon, so it was low to the ground. And then I think it was a holiday. It was either Easter or like Mother's Day or Father's Day or something like that.
It was around, Mother's Day.
And so my parents were like, we were stranded at the bus stop, and we saw you guys.
And our college friends didn't want to come up. They're like, no, we're not going to go up there.
My dad was fishing all morning and somewhere out.
You saw us go by?
Well, at the end of the night, we
went to the show.
My parents were like, all right, well, they called AAA. They had a guy come, everything was closed because it was a Sunday night. And they dropped the car off, and then we went to the venue. My parents got in the car and drove 4 hours to rescue us.
Wow.
My dad was like, in the way home back to college, he was like sticking like water from the pouring rain.
Because driving on 84 is the most boring drive ever. So it's
up there. It's not fun. So that was a memorable. It was a great show. Like,
I remember like you guys, we were at the bus stop waiting for our parents to show up, and then like we just see you guys driving in the van. We just start like wave like bye guys.
Not even telling us your worries.
No, I was like, we didn't know what to do. You guys were probably just driving home, or maybe
were we going to see a Pilfer show at the Wetlands when we got Dad's car got stuck on the
right outside the Intrepid
by the Intrepid on the West Side Highway, and we had to push it to the West Side Highway.
No.
And then we end up. I don't know if it was the Pilfers or it was another show. Yeah, maybe
the Wetlands. That's another famous. I love that.
Oh yeah, that's a great venue.
But it's like my dad. Like we ended up like walking like 30 blocks to go to the show, and my dad was. Then he was at the car, and then he showed up. Then the mechanic that was working on the car gave us the car, and then we were able to
take my car home, drive it home,
because we had to go back
and
to
bring
school.
it back tomorrow.
Oh wow!
The memories of going to Scottish shows with our dad. It was great. Yeah.
So what happened? Like, so you guys with the Pilfers, just I guess life got in the way where everyone kind of just grew apart with the band, or was the music?
Was it something with your voice?
It was my. I've been having like crazy throat troubles and singing troubles, and it's been an uphill battle. I think I've actually got it down to what's the problem. It's my hearing. It's not even my voice. I can't hear so well. That trombone did me in.
Yeah, especially with Vinny's style.
So this ear right here, like when the music plays, it just starts ringing and I can't even hear myself like in a tone wise or anything. So now I have these ear monitors.
Yeah.
So I have the ear monitors and I can hear myself pretty well.
Why, you never used to have them?
No.
Well,
when it comes with it. Well, yeah. I said this before. I told the guy, I said like my biggest complaint was I can't hear myself. I can't hear myself.
Yeah, if you're thrashing about, that's gonna be hard.
And they're like, well, I mean, what can they do? They can't just turn down, because they need to hear themselves too. Like, and look at these instruments that we're playing. So anyway, I went out and I bought a monitor deck.
Okay.
So it holds 5 ear monitors for everyone in the band. Created a riff in the band because I spent that money to buy something that I needed.
Oh.
Yeah, but I needed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I needed it. And, and so it caused a riff.
So, I mean, when did you guys break up? It was like 2001 or something around that time? But then
that's before that.
Oh, okay.
So I bought the rig after that. we broke up in 2001. Me and Vinny was bad blood.
Yeah.
So that 2001 is when Vinny departed.
Were you still touring after one?
Yeah.
Vinny? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Actually,
I remember Anna and Nick, right?
You're right. 2001, I went to Jamaica after that.
Okay.
So the band had officially broken up that time, 2001. And the only reason why we didn't go on was some internal squabbles about the name of the band, who actually owned it. So after a few years, I reclaimed the name. Then we went back out there.
Okay.
So there was a time where I couldn't use the name, and I didn't want to continue to fight just because it's my name. I said, whatever.
Yeah.
I let it sit. So it sat dormant for quite a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was still doing, guest appearances with this and that, but the band itself wasn't doing anything. And then I reclaimed the name. Then Anna and myself went out. Anna, James, and Nick, we went out. And I think we got someone else on the trombone.
Okay.
Yeah, someone else would come in and fill. I'm not sure exactly who it was.
Yeah, I don't think I was ever there for that.
We've had quite a few different people.
Well, now, now you do.
Yeah, but then too.
Okay, I didn't realize back then.
Yeah. Well, but that was the case. It was just the four of us without Vinny and one other person. I mean, listen to From Far. From Far, there's no trombone on that. Yeah,
you got Kevin, right?
Yeah, I got Kevin. Kevin is.
It's different, but then it's like the first time of hearing it, it's kind of like it hits you a little bit, and then you hear it again, it's like this is a really good album afterwards. Yeah, because it's like it's different, but it's like it's.
I think because everyone was we were so used to the ska stuff, and then it was like, all right, now everyone's kind of new versions and variations of ska or hybrids, and just grown up.
I mean, but again, I can't keep giving you the same record.
No. Well, some people can, but
I think that's cheating the public. Even to be honest, as an artist, as an artist, you should be able to evolve and create new sounds.
Well, look at the specials; they kind of changed their album, and I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the newest one, but other people seem to like it. But I don't know. It's like some people change it. Some people want the same sound.
Well, I'll give them the same sound on the next record.
No, but I thought From Far there's a lot of great tracks on it. So it's.
Thank you.
Nothing's
ever good enough.
Yeah. No. Good
enough. Never good enough. Yeah. That's actually a ska song. I'm gonna tell you, I got a fight. I wanted to make an entire ska record.
Yeah.
But I got a fight. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, I was like, I fought to get that one track on there. And you see, there's not even any skank on it. I wanted that. That was like, I was like, listen, we're going to put that one on there. Oh, they was like so resistant. And I was like, listen, here we go. This is what we're going to do. Play this, do that. That's what I need. That's what I want. I don't want to hear nothing else.
Yeah.
I get my one ska track. So the next one, I'm going to have more ska on it.
Next one for the Pilfers or next one for your solo?
Next one for Pilfers.
Because I'm
doing multiple records simultaneously.
And so what's the status of the solo album?
Which one?
Well,
more than one solo.
I'm working on two at the same time.
You got a polka album that I'm not aware of?
Listen, you guys have no idea. So I've been going back and forth to Jamaica. And that record, actually, all right, I've been going back in Jamaica, recording my vocals there.
Mm-hmm.
I have two records I've been working on simultaneously. I have one which is a reggae record,
mm-hmm.
and I have one which is a reggae rock record. Night and day.
Okay, like reggae rock, like
rock?
Like one reggae rock like Mr. Exploiter.
Okay.
What else?
So something like a heavier kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I have one which is traditional reggae.
Okay.
So it's night and day.
So can we get one of them this year? Or?
Well, if you're a good boy.
Very, very.
Well, you will get a record.
Okay.
You I don't know if and then it goes, which one do I release first to my brain?
Yeah.
So I'm almost finished. I'm literally like the reggae rock record. I have about 14 tracks.
Nice.
And I just need to mix a couple more tracks and I'll be finished. The reggae record, I have 7 tracks. And I will need about 3 more, which that's easy. I can get those 3 more tracks and then I'm finished. So by the end of this year, I'll have those 2 tracks. So, and I'm also currently writing the Pilfers record right now.
Sweet. So you're busy.
Well, mentally I'm busy. It's just needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's gonna? Who would you get to?
Anna, James, Nick, and Vinny.
Oh, so they'll be back on the. Nice. Okay.
Did you want to have Vinny on from far, or did he not want to be a part of it?
I didn't want Vinny on from far.
Okay.
I didn't want Vinny on from far. It was at that point we still weren't speaking on like great terms.
Okay.
I actually wanted a full horn section.
Yeah, you were telling me that one time. Yeah.
Yeah. You came to the studio.
Yeah, that one time, because I'll remember that day because that's the first day that we found out that we were gonna have a kid, and I had to hold that in. Like, so I was like talking to like Nick and talking to Anna about like kid stuff and like not like
your mama be daddy.
Yeah.
So I wanted an entire horn section. I went to Kevin Batchley. He has Grand Concourse. And then now he has the New York Ska Orchestra.
Okay.
So there's like 15 of them, maybe 20 of them.
Oh wow.
Have you heard of them yet?
No.
Yeah, so he has New York Ska Orchestra.
But he's been on a bunch of albums, like other people's stuff, right?
He used to tour with Still Pulse for years.
Nice.
Sugar Minot for years. I met Kevin when I was in the dance hall.
Oh, okay.
So I've known Kevin for years, way before Ska. And he's such a talented musician, artist, singer. And he would back all these people. And I'd hear him at these performances. And I'd like, Kevin, you need to go solo, man. And he'd be like, oh, no, cool. And every time I see him, I'd be like, Kevin, you need to go solo. You need to get out of this. Stop being in the shadow. That was me every time I saw him. And he finally took my advice and he left that and he just started doing his own stuff. And I was like, that's it, Kevin. That's what I wanted for you. I said, you're way better than these artists you're backing. Brilliant guy.
Yeah, when he played for your record release show, he was going. It almost in a way was very similar to Vinny's style, but he was with a trumpet. So
exactly.
It was like frantic. Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
yes. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard him sing yet. He sings too, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This is what I'm telling you, man. It's a threat.
I wanted to talk about. I wanted to circle back around to like Mojo. Like, how did that like
Real Big Fish?
So there's
let's not say Real Big Fish. Let's say Randy. You know Randy?
Remember Randy Nichols. Yep.
Randy was our booking agent.
Okay.
And that same Coney Island night, it was a Tuesday night, and that place was packed. We did a show that was packed beyond capacity, and I'd been speaking to Randy about booking us. Now we met Randy in Portchester.
Yeah.
At Seven Willow. He was with Real Big Fish. And after the show, he goes, oh, the band wants to take you on tour after they come off the Warped Tour. This Randy comes up to me now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever, right? He gives me his card. He says, seriously, they wanna take you on tour. I said, okay. He said, you got a CD? I said, no, but we'll have one by then. He goes, okay. And we did. We got a CD. It was ready. So he became their booking agent. And I said, yo, we need a booking agent. And he was stalling. He was on the fence. He didn't want to do anything. And I invited him to the Coney Island show on the Tuesday night. Sold out. And I said, yo, she's only trying to give us $250. Sold out. Tuesday night. Man. Sold out. I said, yo, I'm going to give you this opportunity to book us now. If you don't take this opportunity, I'm gone. I'm going somewhere else. I'm not asking you again. And then he became our booking agent. And he was already tight with all these other labels because he deals with the booking agency world.
Okay.
So he was the one that sent out our stuff to all these labels. He did it. He was working as a manager.
Okay.
So he sent it to Mojo. He sent it to all these labels were bidding on us. And I said, I like Mojo because I saw what they did with Cherry Poppin' Daddies. I saw what they did with Real Big Fish.
And
with,
Goldfinger, right.
You understand? So I was like, oh, I want to be in that group of people.
Who was the first band on that? Was it Goldfinger on that?
Cherry Poppin' Daddies, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Wasn't Zebrahead another one?
Zebrahead, exactly. They were
those were the only ones I remember.
Yeah, Zebrahead was on.
There wasn't that many bands, I think.
But they did a lot of good work for those bands. They worked those
and
bands.
they were a subset of Universal?
Universal,
right.
yeah. So they had a lot of, Universal power in it.
Was that like the first time when you were on that label where you had the chance to go to Europe and stuff and play? Or was it beforehand?
No, we went to Europe on our own. We went to Europe on the strength of a cassette. So I have a friend in London.
Okay.
And he used to book Toasters when I was in the Toasters. But every time I went back to England, I always called him and I always talked to him, and we were friends. In fact, because he booked our first tour for the Toasters. So I sent him a cassette, the same 5-song demo that circulated. I sent it to him.
I think we had it for our college radio show.
Yeah. So he heard it and he loved it. He said, listen, I'm coming to New York. I'm coming to see you guys. So he came to see us play with Real Big Fish at Irving Plaza. And, the shows are exciting those times.
Yeah.
And he goes, listen, I'm going to book a European tour for you. I'm like, what? Off the strength of the cassette. We didn't even have a CD those times. So he booked us a European tour. We was in Europe. That's how we got to Europe, not through any OJ. And that guy now is, he manages Sonic Boom 6.
So that's how you got the connection of doing some songs from them, I guess. Oh.
He made me do it. He's like, I want. They used to be my backing band when I went to London.
Oh, okay.
So he goes, "Come on, Coolie, I want you to do it." I'm like, "Oh man, when I do things, I always go kicking, But when I get there, I'm comfortable and I'm happy with what I'm doing. But I'm always going kicking. I'm like, oh man, I don't. He's like, come on, Coolie, man. Come on, man. You could do it, man. Come on, man. Stop playing, man. Come on, man. Remember? I was like, all right. So I did it, and here we go. That's how. Oh, so back to getting on Mojo.
Yeah.
Randy was the booking agent.
Okay.
And then Randy, I said, yo, Randy, I need you in a position as my manager. Because he was doing all this stuff like management. All these people want to manage us. He goes, nah. I'm happy at my job here. I love my job here. About a week or two later, his company said they was leaving New York and they're going somewhere else and they want him to go. But he didn't want to go. Then he calls me up. He goes, listen, the company's leaving. I just want to know if you guys are going to stay with me. I said, Randy, I didn't go with you because of your company. I went with you because I like you. And he goes, all right. I said, but listen, I don't want you to be my booking agent anymore. You're going to find me a different booking agency and you're going to be my manager. He goes, no. I said, no. You're going to be my manager. That's what you're going to be. Forget this booking agency stuff. I said, tell me what you need, what your expenses are, and we'll do it like that. Randy Nichols now like the big manager.
Yeah. So what's he do? What's he up to now?
He's got a lot of great bands.
Yeah.
He just bought a new house. He's doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Talking about his pockets.
Circling it back.
He's doing okay. Yeah. He's doing okay. I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him.
How come the second album isn't on Spotify? Is it
Mojo?
Is it because of Mojo?
Okay, so
Universal. Yeah.
We actually should have that record because I made a deal. With them when I signed the record contract because I knew they were strong in America. Absolutely. But I still view myself in the European side of things, because I'm an Indian, so I always think about what's going to happen when I go back to England. So I asked him, I said, listen, if you guys don't release my record in Europe, I want the record back to be able to do it in Europe. And they agreed to that, and it's in writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually should have my record back because they never released it in Europe.
So when's the court date?
When I can find some shekels to go deal with these guys.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, so I should be able to have my record back.
And get the nickels they can get for people playing it. But it's I could see the band's point of view of like not having their stuff on it, but it's like I have it. So it's like I want to have all the albums on there, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's kind of like
it's like one child is forgotten.
Like, do you have to pay money to put it on there? Or like, how does it?
No, I don't think we have to pay money to put it on. I think we just have to own the rights to it.
Okay.
And you're like 0.0001 per play or whatever. Something like that.
So people should just like put on Spotify and just put on your favorite band's albums and just play it overnight. So just like
so
just
you can eat.
Yeah, get something to drink. Yeah. I wanted so after the Pilfers, kind of around like the 2000s, early 2000s, you kind of did your you had a few
I had a few solo gigs.
Yeah, so it's like you have some songs out there, like something's got to
show you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna re-release those.
Okay, I was wondering. Yeah, I didn't know if you should do like a B side kind of like.
No, I have. Like I said, that's the heavier rock stuff.
Yeah.
So I have about 14 tracks, which I'm very happy to give away to the people. Not give away, but
yeah.
Yes, release,
Share.
And then I have these reggae tracks that I've just been working on. And because I've never done a reggae record.
Yeah, well, you got the voice for it, so
I hope so.
Speaking of reggae, who's your favorite reggae artist now?
Oh, I have a lot of them. Yeah, because I listen to all the genres of reggae, of Jamaican music. I listen to the current dancehall. I listen to older stuff. I listen to lovers. I listen to all of that. So I'm currently of course, I love Gappy Ranks because he's, I love that. I love everything that he does, actually, because he blends the lovers rock and he's straight with the dancehall, the hardcore dancehall stuff. And he's clean, too. He does the clean stuff. He doesn't, not negative stuff. So I love that. And then I'll listen to the older stuff, too. Like Carlton Livingston. I listen to Carlton Livingston a lot. I listen to Dennis Brown. I listen to, Barrington Levy. I listen to Taurus Riley. I listen to Romain Virgo. I listen to Christopher Martin. I listen to Shansia. I love Shansia too. I listen to I listen to everything that's going on. Pretty much Massacre, I like Massacre, Fully Bud. I don't know. These are all these artists that are out there that are doing this stuff. I like that, everything. And then I'll listen to the old stuff like Sandra Cross. I listen to Carol Thompson. I listen to whatever, all of the levels rock. So,
I love Dennis Brown and like Pat Kelly, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Barris Hammond.
Barris, yeah, man. Everything about Barris, everything.
I think he's playing in Queens soon, I think.
I'm going to go see him.
Yeah.
He's playing in Newark.
Michael Bolton.
I'm going to see him next week. I'm actually going to see him next week.
He's playing with Maxi Priest in Newark in August.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like Michael Bolton's playing like the Groovin' in the Park thing.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm going. So I actually did something that I always wanted to do. I wanted to do it, but I've never got a chance to do it. I got to do some dub with scientists.
Okay.
I tried to do it with dub as a weapon, but we didn't work out with it. I wanted to do it with them like a couple of years ago. I was talking to Dave, but we didn't get it done. But I managed to do something with scientists on the stage the other day. And I don't know if you know who Scientist is, but he's like...
I'm not familiar. Like, dub's not kind of like... I'm not really into it. I don't know.
He's... All right, so Lee Scratch Perry, Scientist, Math Professor.
Okay.
These are the guys, like the foundation of jungle.
Yeah, I know Lee Scratch Perry, but
these guys. King Tubby's.
Okay.
Scientist was the engineer at King Tubby's.
Okay.
So he's like royalty. Yeah.
So that's cool.
I want to do some dub because I always used to listen to dub. I used to, like when I smoked weed.
That's why it's like I don't smoke, so it's like
it's a unique enclosed genre. But now it's going to be open to the public. Because all of these new laws that are happening here, it's gonna be great for everyone now.
I'll get my gas mask ready.
Yeah, my brother just saw the Steel Pulse and Jesse Royal down in Tampa, and it was an outdoor venue at
Kabaka
Janus.
Pyramid. I love those guys too. Chronics.
But he's like, he's like
Leela Ike. Oh, big up Leela Ike. I forgot. I'm sorry. I had to big up Leela Ike. Go ahead.
With it being an outdoor venue, there was so much weed. Like after 4 hours,
give me a fucking pizza.
No, it was and for some reason, like even it being an outdoor venue, I guess there was some walls and stuff, but it was all like enclosed. It was almost like a hot box. It was almost like it was enclosed. It was crazy,
that's like going to reggae shows. It has
start
to be
late, and then they. Like the Sony Hall, I saw a bunch of gigs are coming up. A lot of Michael Rose and
Sly and Robbie are
Sporting
playing.
Heritage, 40, but it's all like weeknights, and then they probably all start at like 9 o'clock at night.
No,
I'm
it's
dead by 9.
12.
It's 12.
It's 12.
That's when it starts. That's like I think we saw Bad Brains.
I'm gonna tell you because it's a Jamaican thing.
Yeah,
it's a Jamaican thing, but in Jamaica, well, when we were doing dance didn't start until about 12, 1 o'clock. And that's when you call it start time. That's when the stars come in. You say, start time now. Like you'd have all these other dudes warm up the stage and, all these people that really care about you who hadn't made it yet. And then 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the stars come out. Yeah. Start time now. Move, man. Move. Okay, man. Start. So you'd have to get out of the way.
It's like, all right, I'm taking a nap that day.
Were people at like the club before that, or they were just started, I guess because they were warmed up at that point.
Yes.
When I saw Ziggy at Irving Plaza, it's like they just had a DJ, and so everyone was just dancing for a couple hours. I'm like, all right, Ziggy, I need to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the culture.
So I've never been to a gig at SOBs because it's just like. Yeah, it's like all right.
I've never been. That was one of the clubs. Is it still open?
I went there a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Went to 2 shows there. Went to a tribute for my friend that passed away. Trees. Big up Trees anyway. They're in the universe,
Actually, let's switch gears here. I wanted to talk about Grand Theft Auto because I was just curious how you got involved with that.
Totally accident. I've been trying out for acting parts for a couple of years, secretly.
Oh yeah,
Law
and Order or something.
No. I have a friend that's a journalist, and he's actually a very good friend of mine, one of my best friends. And he always used to plug me into something like that, some kind of acting audition. Acting is actually my first passion.
Really?
Yeah. It's my first passion.
So you did like when you were in boarding school?
When I was in boarding school, I used to act all the time.
Yeah.
Act the fool. Like seriously,
class clown. I was the class clown.
I was class clown. I was a disruptor.
Oh yeah.
No, but my mother in England was a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
My father, biological father, he's a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
It was inherent in me. That was like what I always wanted to do. When I came here, I stopped doing that because I didn't have anyone to push me in that direction. I found music.
Maybe if you were in LA, you maybe would have. If you started out,
I just think it was for more like the guidance.
Oh, okay.
Like the direction and pushing you into it. But I didn't have that here, so I found music, and that was I kind of filled the void from my creative juices.
So when you landed the part for was Little Jacob, right?
Yeah.
Like what was the process like? Was it like
the
just
process
in a studio for a day, just reciting a bunch of stuff?
No, they gave me the script. They gave me a script like a week before, or maybe a few days before, something like that. And I read the character, and I was like, "Oh, I could do this easy.
I love this. One of my favorite games. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I said I could do this easy. So my friend always used to like give me these plugins about these things to audition. So I went and I auditioned for Grand Theft Auto. I didn't even know what Grand Theft Auto was. I didn't even actually know what I was auditioning for. They didn't tell me what I was auditioning.
It's a $1 billion game.
I didn't have a clue. I didn't even know. They didn't tell you what it was either.
Oh.
So it was
probably because then you'd be like, I want more money. Because,
well, I don't know, but it was hush hush, even down to while you were doing the audition. I mean, the acting and everything. But anyway, so I get to the audition, and I go in the booth. It's a mic. It's just you and the mic, which should be very comfortable for me.
That's how I treated my podcast back when I used to do the music. I used to like, all right, take one. And I would fuck up.
Yeah, it was like that, but it was worse than that for me. Mm-hmm. I get in there and I'm trying to read these lines as they are on the paper. They didn't make sense to me. It didn't flow. And I got frustrated and nervous at the same time. I was like, this is not going to work. This is not working. So I attempted it so many times, and I said, listen, I got to go. I said, I can't do this. Can I come back tomorrow? And they looked at me like I was mad. I said, can I come back tomorrow? Can I try it again tomorrow?
Well, you probably stood up by doing that, maybe.
I don't know. But
it's like, well,
everyone else went in there, was like, bang, bang, bang. My brother is in Grand Theft Auto.
Oh.
He's Batman. That's actually, he is a bot. Anyway, big up yourself, C-Bot. Anyway, right? So I go in there and I do that and I literally freaked out. I said, it's time to go. So I asked the lady, I said, can I come back in here tomorrow? And she goes, okay. So I'm walking out past everyone. He's going to come back tomorrow. I don't know if they thought that was a good thing. For me, it was a bad thing, but because I know everyone else nailed it the first time. And I said, can I come back again tomorrow? And he said, okay. I come back tomorrow, same shit. I fall apart in the damn studio.
Ugh.
But I was doing some ad-libs on the character. And I think that's what they caught, because as I was walking out, she said, what was that thing that you said? I said, yeah. I said, because that's what the character would say in that instance. And she goes, okay. So my brother gets a call. He's got the part. I was like, great, at least one of us got it. And then like a week or two later, they called me up and said, you got the part. I was like, what? Now I beat out some good dudes who I know, and they're famous dudes. But I think the way how I articulated myself,
Alex from Hepcat?
No. I know Alex is a real star. Alex is certified.
I gotta talk to him one of these days.
Yeah, you do. You need to hit him up on the podcast.
What's Ted Danson like? I think he was on that Ted Danson.
Yeah. So go.
So they made me they made you do all the acting stuff, and they didn't tell you what you was doing.
So you just kind of like.
Then I said, I'm just gonna take some pictures and put this on my Facebook. The director and everybody else turned around and looked at me like, "Don't what you did."
Yeah.
I said, I was only joking.
NDA. No.
Yeah, they was like, no, listen. They said we had some problem with this the last time, and we don't want this to happen again. I said, no, listen, I'm cool. I didn't even know what the thing was anyway, so I was all good. Then he goes, what did he say? Oh, the lines. The lines made no sense. So I had to do everything.
Up like Rasta kind of stuff.
It was like whack. I had to do
Rasta man.
I had to rewrite everything, man. I said, so listen, I'm rewriting this whole thing. I'm like, I need some writer's credit. And it's like, we can't do that because I said, well, tell me what this means. What he's saying. Tell me what this means.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it. And he was like, I said, all right. I said, I'm gonna do this, man, but please. Anyway, that's my GTA story. I was really happy what I was doing. At first when I showed up, I was scared because I was like, they must have made a mistake. I said, they got me here. And all these professional actors was there. They got their bios, man. Yeah. And I was
you played the game, but I didn't play that.
Oh, I loved it. I played it all. That was one of the ones I've played all the way through.
I played the earlier ones.
I was like, oh my God. What am I doing here?
Did you ever play it or no? No. So you didn't even hear yourself?
No,
I
never heard myself. Never heard myself.
But then people started recognizing you, I guess, or like kids.
People said they did.
Yeah.
I've never played the game. I've never even opened it up. I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of. There's some similarities.
Yeah.
Wife beater. And
I'm a wife beater?
Well, no. Think of the tank top, the puffer jersey kind of deal.
Okay. I'm a wife beater in that?
No, the white tank top. You can't call it. It's like that. It'll give it to you. It's like you can't say it. You can't say it.
Tank top.
I looked at the characters online. Like they have the cartoon characters. My brother looks exactly like that. I don't look like the character.
Yeah.
But my brother looks like the character. Yeah, they didn't. I guess we look too similar.
It went on to make it.
Yeah, we didn't get that though. We didn't get any ability. We didn't get any shares in it.
It's like a one-day appearance.
One day you get. Well, it wasn't one day. We did a couple of days. We did a couple of shootings, and they gave us money for the days. And listen, I did not complain. I didn't go there looking for millions. I was just happy to get the opportunity. Did you ever look into
doing like other voiceover?
I have not. I have not.
You could be the voice of Radio Jamaica or something.
Hey, I wouldn't mind. all opportunities. Hit me up on Coolie Ranx at on pilfers.net. Coolie Ranx on Instagram, Coolie Ranx on Facebook. You just holler CoolieRanx, Instagram, Facebook.
I always wanted to do voiceovers because I can do voices, but it's like around the house kind of thing. But it's like I think when it comes time to, you got to be somewhat of an actor, I think, to do it. I think I don't know.
You just got to be an asshole.
That's an asshole.
I'm coming back tomorrow. I don't feel the.
Show up to an audition. I'm coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I don't feel like I want to do it today. I'll come back tomorrow.
I'll be in my trailer.
I was terrified. You don't even understand.
I think that would be my case about.
Yeah, you totally blank out, just like
just doing podcast stuff. Like I need to have some type of written script.
You took some drugs before you came here?
No, but
straight edge guy.
Some prescriptions.
I probably should, but no. It's like, no, I just meant like, I probably need like some edibles or something.
Or some little guidance on what you do. And it's cool.
Yeah, but it's like I just need like a little bit of like a script when I'm doing like intros to podcasts, because then I start.
Yeah, well, I've been on those. Like I've told you, like I've been where people just don't know what to say to me and expect me to carry the podcast. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about? Let's have a conversation.
This is what we're talking about.
Exactly.
I think we're winding down though. So I mean, we're going back to the band stuff. You kind of you have some mini tours coming up. You got
we're going out. We have July the 19th, which is the Gramercy, which we spoke about, which is going to be great. All those bands.
I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
All accents.
we got it. Adam got it.
You're good. You're good.
Just got to remind them.
Sponsors. Oh, what did we get from the sponsors?
What do you mean for the sponsors? What do you mean?
Hey, you guys are sponsors?
Bless us with your appearance.
I'm like, that's what I was like. I'm like, do I need to put money to it?
The birthday boy, so you get a pass.
But I didn't know whether or not like when people put their sites or stuff on the shows that they get, they have to put money towards it. I don't know. I don't know. Sponsor. Yeah, so that's why I was kind of hesitant to do it.
Thing.
I'm like, it's my idea. Let me put
it. I said, put your name on there. Who the hell? I'm not putting my name on there.
And then like a rival website that's bigger than mine's like puts my name off of it. I'm like,
are you serious?
Like typical, yeah.
They take your name off of it?
They put Rocks Off instead. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, it's like,
what's it got to do with Rocks Off?
Well, Rocks Off is it's like Rocks Off are selling the tickets, like they're involved, but that wasn't afterwards. But yeah, it was. I just kind of like laughed about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck them. A lot bigger site than I am. But
I didn't know this was going on.
That's all right.
So much trauma.
It was, let's not get into it. But I didn't realize. I'm like a happy occasion, and like, oh man, what's kind of like? I just wanted to put on a good show. I don't like all this drama and stuff.
It's always drama, man. Putting on this shit.
So being in a band is about drama.
It depends. It depends on who you're actually with. You know, you can have some really cool guys. Like, you see how long actually Pilfers were together as a band. We've toured for a long time with each other, day in, day out. We did about 250, 275 shows a year.
Yeah.
So, you know, that can be a lot. That's trying on people's patience.
Being stuck in vans and
traveling. Our life is just traveling, you know?
Yeah.
So it takes a unique person to actually deal with that type of stuff. It's like a social experiment.
But then who's gonna crack any other band, like even if you're trying to get just even local bands trying to get people flake out, and it's so hard to get a band off the ground.
Like I said, I was very fortunate, extremely fortunate, and I have a great bunch of people that I've spent a lot of time with, and you know they're like my family, good or bad.
Yeah, that's what family is. It's you want to wring their neck half the time, and the other time you want to hug them.
Oh yeah, we've almost gotten into fist fights
because we make beautiful music together, and I'm not talking about how the Wonder Twins kill each other.
the Wonder Scott Twins.
Yeah, we make a lot of beautiful music together, so I would never trade that.
So so you're doing the mini. So you're going to be going out to like Chicago or something?
Going to Chicago. We're actually going as far as Las Vegas. We may be even in California.
Oh, okay.
So this is going to be a long tour, and then when we're on our way back, we're going to Colorado.
Can you say who you're playing with? I mean, like,
we're headlining. We're headlining, and we're bringing out what's the press? Stop the Press.
Okay.
Stop the Press is a New York band. They play more.
Oh, yeah, they're coming out with a new album, I think, soon.
Yeah, they just came out.
Yeah.
Just came out.
Okay.
So we're going to go on tour, bring these guys out. First time we're actually bringing a band out, I think. I don't recollect us bringing.
Well, you guys are veterans. You got to start doing that, you know.
Yeah, we do, you know. We really do. We could do more for everyone else, you know. We actually can. I just want to shout out Brett from the Rudy crew.
Okay.
He has a little bit of issues with me, but Brett, I ain't got no hatred for you, Brett. This whole thing happened, this show thing happened, and it wasn't meant to be a tribute to Roy Radics. It was actually just doing a show for Brian, and I put that tag and that moniker on it as RadicsFest because I wanted to honor Radics.
Yeah.
And so I want to kind of put that out there. And I know you said I read your I am. This is a personal one. I just read your I am dude, and I have no problem making music with you. So anytime you want to make some music with me, hit me up. It's not a problem. You can do that anytime.
Yeah, it's like we were kind of like it was a. We should have, like, we didn't know, like, if Rudy Crew was still playing because they're kind of
we
like.
never even heard what they was doing. You know?
They were practicing and stuff, so it wasn't like, it wasn't like it was just like, oops, kind of sorry. Yeah, we didn't, you know.
It's going to be a long night.
Yeah. But I hope that doesn't discourage people to not go to RadicsFest. We're celebrating Roy and then.
Exactly.
And then just we all want to have a good time.
Before we even signed off on this, I hit his son up. I was like, yo, listen, this is what we're planning. And I'm going to tell you why I hadn't done it 2 years ago. And I said, because my mom's was going through her whole thing. She was, you know, when she was diagnosed with the cancer, I just had to be there. I was going back and forth from here to England as much as I could. I was there 4 or 5 times out of the year. And I stayed there for like a month and a half. And I'd come back and I'd just run back again. So I would have done this years ago.
Yeah.
But today, this time I just thought it was a great opportunity because everyone wanted to work together.
Yeah, and that wasn't the original idea, but that's what you put your tag on. I'm like, I'm fine with it, whatever. You know, it's not about me. It's just like it's like, oh, my birthday's on a Friday, so let's just do it on a Friday.
Yeah, it's great. It was a great idea.
Yeah. So hopefully it's.
So shout out to everybody that's gonna come out, and shout out to the Rudy crew too, because you already know I ain't got nothing but love for you guys, regardless to what ill feelings one might have. But it's all good. It's all good because it's ska.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to it.
It's all about the love.
Yeah,
and
it's
the
about
good times.
Skanking, sweating.
Yeah. So.
What you got?
I was going to just say, are you planning on going back to Europe anytime with the band, or?
When I get that call, I'm jumping.
Why not?
Well, you have some touring members now because it's usually just you.
I actually have different guys all the time because it's hard to keep everyone, and everyone is coming from different bands too.
Like sometimes you got Chris Malone playing, and then you got like
and I've got a different guy this time.
Okay,
so for me, it's just make sure that we're playing. The band is visible. We're tight. Play good music, and that's it. We have so much songs that we can play.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna stop.
Do you just ask around like, oh, who needs does anyone know a trombone player or like and kind of just, or was it answering ads or anything?
I actually had everyone planned and sealed up, and then I got a situation where the trombone player couldn't play, and I said, okay, let me see if I can get someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. And then the bass player can't play because he just had a kid. I'm like, oh, okay, let me find somebody else. So listen, the show must go on regardless to what.
Yeah, I've noticed in the last, since like the last year, I would say that you've definitely like upticked the touring and doing these little mini tours. And
we had a booking agency before. They weren't really concentrating on us. And it might be something I said in the beginning, like, no, I don't want to go out too much.
So, I don't know where they get that idea.
I don't know where they got that idea from. But so I've decided, because I was newly married. I spent 2 years in England and I left my wife kind of, you know what I mean? It's like I was just living my own life, doing a little bit of music and running back to England and take care of my mother. So I kind of like, I was negligent on home front.
Yeah.
But now, everything is a lot better and solid, I'm like, I'm not really a real estate agent. I fake it. I know nothing. I know music.
Yeah.
But I'm not really a great real estate. I'm a nice person. That's all I am. I was like, hey, you like this apartment?
Have you seen some of these realtors though? It's just like they pretty much just open the door.
That's all I do. I open the door and I say, hey, what do you do?
And then you look at the listing. Oh yeah, they got they got a bathroom.
I know everything.
All the sellers.
I will know everything about the apartment, but I'm not that guy that's gonna sell it.
Yeah.
I'll show it. I'll tell you some of the features. I'll tell you where the neighborhood is and that. But I'm not like, oh, you should get this because I'm not a hard pusher. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I'm
this
just
is
like
the breakfast nook.
Yeah. This one we had to go to a realtor, and it's like and we jumped at it. We like got it that day. I'm like, see the size of this living room and the dining room. It's like I need it.
Yeah.
Because if not, we were like we didn't know what to do. So it's yeah. All right. I mean, I think we're good. I think
we good.
Let's go get some lunch.
Cool.
All right. All right. So RadicsFest, July 19th. Be there.
Yeah, man.